Hello and welcome to Amy Hart's Mum's Club. In this podcast, I'll be sharing the highs and lows of parenting, and each week I'll be joined by a fabulous guest to talk about their journey into parenthood. And that's not all. This podcast is for you. So if you have any questions that you want us to answer, just send them in to Amy Hart's Mum's Club at news.co.uk. My guest today is a fashion business consultant, a reality star, and a dad to gorgeous Apollo and Cosmia. Please welcome Gareth Locke-Locke.
Thank you very much for having me. Hello, Amy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good. I'm typically how old's your son now?
He's 2 and a quarter.
2 and a quarter. Yeah, ours will be 2 in July. So we've got one down with who's got a bit of a flu at the moment, and then the other one who's just a bit teething. So I'm sure you know. So it's I'm good. I'm good. I'm that sort of energized parent sort of vibe, where it's kind of like, right, I've got to get up, we've got to do things, but it's good, positive.
Yeah. Stanley's got a cough at the moment and he keeps going, Mummy, I've got a bit cough. I got a bit cough. No, I a bit cough. Because I think, because he's so used to saying, like, I'm a bit cold, I'm a bit warm. He now says, I a bit cough, I a bit cough, which is funny.
I'm dosing up on everything I can, which is always the way. I just funny having twins the first time, it was literally like because they're just like incubators, they always pass stuff backwards and forwards between each other. So we were permanently ill for like the first year. It was mad, mad. But you just wear it now.
How is it having two? Because I've always tried to manifest twins and it's never really worked. But how is it having two?
Do you know what's funny enough? I did a podcast with my husband Oli the other day with a friend, and they were like, "How are the first 3 months?" And the two of us could not even think to remember what the first 3 months were like. But I mean, we recorded a YouTube show, so we were watching back the other night, and we're like, "Oh my God, I don't remember this. I don't remember this." So it's a lot to begin with. They were prem, so they were born at 31 weeks, so they were tiny, tiny. So we would get up in the night and feed them and do all this, and it would be like 45 minutes just to feed one. So it was kind of we just didn't sleep for 3 months. Didn't sleep for 3 months. And then what happened was they sort of started to get their own little personalities, they could hold the boss themselves, and they became so much easier and they keep each other company. So they're sort of always aware there's another baby. So you don't have that one where, they think they're the center of the universe. So it's amazing. And it's amazing to have a boy and a girl because you see them grow up at the same time. And I must say, big point to girls, they're always far ahead of the boys, as they always are. And yeah, it's a lot of work up front, but I think it sort of evens out overall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it's literally my dream. Did you plan to have twins, or was it like put two in the hope that you might get one, and then it was an amazing?
No, no, no. It's one of those things because obviously the IVF. So it was it's I think 15% chance you have twins, and this is our fourth round that we did it. So it was and bit fourth round in 4 years. So it was it was a surprise. And to be honest with you, we always wanted to, and I think that's what we ended up with. And yeah, I mean, I have flickers every now and again to be like, could we have another one? And actually this whole thing I've been doing with Etsy with the name
Yeah.
thing, think about what would you call them and then where would you go with it, and there's just so many fun names and stuff where I'm like, oh God, that would be just amazing. And then I was like, well, what if they had like another little brother and another little sister and they were this, and it's just
Yeah, well, while we're talking about the names on Etsy, let's do that now, and then we'll talk about the IVF because I have so many things I want to talk to you about. But obviously, where did you get your kids' names from? Like, where did they come from? Like, where did the ideas come from?
so it was something we went back and forth on for ages. And I mean, my son's name, I always find this right as a guy, I must have always thought, what would I want to be called when I was younger, right? Because Gareth is quite a rare name, and apparently he's going extinct and dying out. Who knew? And it's not, I'm like, well, I'd want to be called this or this or this. So our son's name was quite easy. I was watching Rocky because I love Rocky films, and everyone's like, oh, it's Apollo, it's the sun god, it's this. Even my husband thought that. And I was actually just watching Rocky downstairs, and I was like, what about Apollo? After Apollo Creed. He goes, oh, the sun god. I was like, yeah, sure. Then we'll call him Apollo, but that's for that. And then a really wonderful friend of ours is called Cosima, and it was just quite a unique, beautiful name. And both have like Greek origin.
Yeah.
Cosima meaning chaos and beauty, and Apollo's name means strong heart altogether. With he's also we went a bit nuts in the middle names with Magnus Ovi with him because my mum. We always thought we would be having a boy,
Yeah.
My mum's called Margaret. Her nickname's Maggie, and she's sort of late stage Alzheimer's. And I wanted to have some nod to her, so I was like, if I give him the middle name Magnus, which is a Swedish name, I think I should know more. Swedish name. It's I could call him Maggie as a nickname. So it's great. It was thought out, and it's unique, and yeah, I love it. I think the only other person I know with an Apollo is Mylene Klaus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, and obviously, so you've teamed up with Etsy, because as you say, your name is going extinct.
my name is going extinct. It's
So
do you know
what are Etsy doing to try and combat this?
Well, do you know what the brilliant thing is? They've got this amazing Father's Day campaign. It goes live tomorrow on the 5th, and you can get 50% off of select personalized gifts. And it's actually amazing. You go on the website, there's a big Father's Day section, and we love Etsy. We love Etsy because Etsy does amazing personalization, amazing gifts. You can get endless amounts of things personalized, and we all love a bit of theatre and personalization. You love to see a name on something. What I love about it, and it's great because Etsy's a community of sellers, and you get to see your name on something, because I thought, Gareth, I didn't think was going extinct. It is. I'm just going to get my name put on everything now, because Gary, yes, I could
I was
understand why.
going to say, I knew Gary was going extinct.
So, do you know what? Someone the other day was like, I was talking to them about this, and someone was like, "Yeah, well, Gary is going extinct." I was like, "My name's not Gary." Okay, it's an abbreviation of Gareth. I said, "It's not. It's not. And they were then googling away, and it sometimes is. And a couple of my friends on the cast of the show that I'm on call me Gary as a joke to wind me up. I can understand why Gary's going. I can understand why certain names are going. Gareth is a strong, beautiful Welsh name, and it needs to live on.
Yes. My best friend Luke, his brother's Gareth, and they're Welsh. They're from Tenby. Um, but I love that because, like, obviously, had we had our, so I've got a Stanley, which is it's not that common. I think it's not even in like, the top 200 of names. Um, so like, if we'd had our kids 20 years ago, they would never have had anything with their names on it, like kids of my child. But now, thanks to the internet and to Etsy, like, literally you can get your name on anything.
Yeah, I think it's great. And also, if you want to get a nice personalized gift and something that says you're thinking of someone, like it's what everyone does. It's great. And the quality's amazing, and it arrives quickly. Love it.
Amazing. I will check that out for Sam because I haven't got him anything yet. So I need to do that. I can't wait to Stanley's old enough to be
Go
given money.
go go on the Father's Day section. It's brilliant.
Oh,
Honestly, as you scroll for hours, it's amazing.
amazing. Right. Let's talk about Made in Chelsea because I'm a reality TV junkie and I love it. So how did it feel when you were asked to go on it?
Do you when was I was asked once before. I was with Ols and asked to go along to do it, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then when I got with Oliver and we were engaged, he was like, look, the reality is I'm doing this, reality TV. I'm doing this, and it needs to show my life. And it was like, well, you do a couple of episodes. And it's kind of like one of those things where you just think, you know what, it's an amazing opportunity. It's really incredible to see how a show like that works.
Yeah, I love I'm a nerd. I love the logistics. I love the
Yeah,
nuts and bolts.
I always say that I much prefer the crew than I do the cast. Which actually, because we had a year off and we went back to it, and I was just like, God, they're the ones that I miss. We've actually got we've got the exec producer and the head of talent over tonight. But it's great. It's a great thing to be able to do. Something that I love about it is that when you do reality TV, I think to make yourself really proud of it and make a difference, you really share everything. So I'm an ambassador for Alzheimer's Society, in aid of my mum, and it's a really cathartic thing for me, but it helps talk about something people don't talk about. My husband and I put a relationship on there. When I was going to school, all that sort of stuff, it was a very difficult place to be able to come out. I didn't actually come out till I was like 25, 26, not 28, to my parents. And then we put our wedding on there, and it was watched by 3.4 something million people overnight. And that's just insane. And it just shows that, all these things that people need to be talking about. And, it makes me proud to do it. I love it.
Yeah. What was it like to have your wedding on there though? Because I had we were really lucky, like OK wanted to do our wedding, which
Yeah.
I like having grown up buying these magazines, was like, oh my God, I have to do this. Like this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously like you have like your photos that you've got to get done anyway. Plus then we needed like some for safety as well. So it was like, okay, once the photos were done, I was like, okay, I'm chilled. What was it like having like the whole thing filmed? Did you feel a bit of like, okay, we need to do this now, we need to do this now, or could you just enjoy it and have other people to sort of guide you to where you needed to go?
Do you know what? I think because I, we've been engaged for like 2 years, right? So in my mind, I was like, it's the reason we're now getting married. And we did it in lockdown. I was just like, let's just get it. Let's just do it. I'm sick of being engaged now. And we got married just for the second lockdown, so we're going straight into it. And on the day, I mean, we didn't get married till like 2 minutes to 10 because we were waiting for Ollie's dad to turn up, and then he didn't actually arrive. And luckily for him, because we picked a couple of things up as we went along, he got to see bits of it again. Not
Yeah.
that's the only thing we didn't pick up. But I was I was held upstairs while all this stuff was being done downstairs. I actually wasn't too involved with the planning with it, and my husband was, and he moans about it to this day still. But
Everyone has a role. Everyone has a role, and some people's role is just to turn up.
not that I want the Natural History Museum to hear this, but I had a bottle of wine and was wandering around looking at things behind the scenes, as in terms of like dinosaurs rather than
Yeah.
yeah other stuff. Um, or I shouldn't have said that really, but there you go. But it was I kind of just only noticed Oliver on that day. I mean, we did the whole thing, and then we had to go through and pick a couple of things back up. But we also had, because Hello were covering it,
Hmm.
we had these two amazing photographers, Barker and Evans, two ladies, and I wouldn't have noticed we did it in a normal way with loads of people. I don't think I would have noticed them there anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of just had their list of things, and they're like that they need to hit all those stuff. Um, but it's kind of yeah, kind of a bit of a blur. But it's the first run through great, and then it kind of was just. I mean, it went on until 2 in the morning.
Oh
So
wow.
it was long, and
Yeah, ours went on till 2 actually as well. Our
but
buses.
we didn't have an after party. This was just filming the
Oh no,
ceremony.
no. Yeah. Oh, filming. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. No, yeah, ours was a party that went on till 2 o'clock in the morning. But I think I'm just a bit
Yeah.
like, I think whether we had it covered or not, um, everyone said like one of the best parts of the day was the canapes and the cocktails that we had for like the cocktail hour, and we were doing photos for the whole time. So so we keep saying that on our 5th anniversary we're going to take as many people as we can back there, get the same caterers, the same food and everything, just be able to just party all day. That's what I want.
This is what we're doing. So next year we're going to do a re-wedding of,
Yeah.
but not the boring parts, just the fun, the food, the drinks, the party. But the reason for next year, we just want our kids to be that much older, just so
Yeah.
they can be like, they'll be 3 at the time. It's going past now. They'll be 3 at the time, and they'll be a bit more with it. They'll be able to remember it more. They'll be a bit more involved. Uh,
Yeah, that's the thing. Stanley was 18 months, and a lot of people said, "Oh, wouldn't you want to wait till he was older?" And I was like, "No, because I'm getting older by the day." Do you know what I mean? Like
literally now.
I need to look good now, and then get married again when he's older. It's fine. But the other show I wanted to talk about was Celebrity Hunted. Um,
Oh,
it looks so much fun. I always say that me and Amber should do it. Me and Amber Gill should do it. Would you
um,
recommend it? How was
I
it?
would. Do you know what? Yeah, I love Endemol. And it is a great show. They put a lot into it. It is a good experience. I think I've only just stopped having nightmares. To be honest with you, we our tactic, right, was that we moved around a lot, but because they had a helicopter to follow us in the beginning, so that we got followed, and then the other groups got to go off and have their little runaway, whereas we were the ones chased through London, and they wanted to catch us first. I think because we were on, Chelsea was on at the time, and then it's just sort of draws focus for their viewers probably.
Yeah.
And it was a relentless was it even 5 days, might have been 3 or 4 days. But I was like, right, let's just move around as much as possible, because if we're just moving all the time, they can't catch us.
Yeah.
And we went down to Padstow. We then went back up to Cirencester. We went to Glastonbury. Like, it was just nuts. And then it just got to a point where actually we got to the Cotswolds, and I was like, let's just go for a jaunt. Let's just go for a jaunt. We'll probably get caught. Let's just get, and we're like singing Jerusalem, just walking through the countryside. So we'd already got like a bit nuts by this stage. But it is insane because you have to hit all these points where you're like, right, sleep in a tent, do all this, and you kind of just want to really like mix it up. We
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like with the sleeping in the tent on the side of the road, that would be like a bit where me and Amber would be like, "Do you know what? Just find us."
I
I think we'd get caught really early because we'd like be posting TikToks or like doing Instagram stories and forget and like putting the location tag on and forgetting what we were doing.
we posted one in we're with Jack Stein, Rick's son. Jackie does all the cooking programs now. Jack's absolute we love Jack, and we stayed with his mum Jill. And the next morning we're like, we're not really in a rush. Let's go and have some breakfast at the seafood restaurant. And we're up on the terrace and we're like, let's post an Instagram. And then they kind of were not on us at all. And then we just posted this and it just sort of picked everything up. And then the chase sort of really started. I mean, it's funny. It's funny.
Yeah,
And then basically they changed the cars over to these like Land Rovers, they're like Defenders, from Volvos or something there before. And we were walking through a little Cotswold village, and I turned around and went, "Oh, that Defender's going awfully fast. They want to slow down." And then it turns out it was the Hunters.
I
They're
love that.
speeding into a little village. Anyway,
They do sort of like goad them a bit now, don't they? Like where they put like Denise Welsh and Lincoln, her husband, they had them on Loose Women, and then they put two people in wigs in the cast, and the hunters followed them, but they were still in TV Centre. So I love that they like really wind them up now.
I think you're encouraged to do that. Like you're
Yeah.
encouraged to kind of like bait them and have some fun because it's also, I think the civilian one's like super long. It's like 3 months or something, or
Mm,
maybe it's a bit drastic. But like I think the whereas the celeb one is only 4 episodes, so
yeah.
they want the jeopardy, they want the excitement, they want all of that. So they want you to sort of goad them a bit, and it just makes it more fun. And it's normally for Stand Up for Cancer, which is a great cause, and always great to be involved with. So there everyone's doing it for a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, actually had an audition for Hunted before I had an audition for Love Island.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend went, and they were like, "Okay, so how would you hide?" And he used to be a fun star at Haven Holiday Parks. He was like, "I know loads of people that got caravans. We can go down there. We could be dressed as Rory the tiger, and nobody would find us there." And they were like, "Okay then," and needless to say, we didn't get it, but
Yeah.
luckily we didn't because I wouldn't have been able to get Love Island.
I do you know what they do though? Because even if you're dressed up as something, they get something from your home that has your scent on it and gives it to a dog. So they will find you. It's not it's like it's full on. When they found us, because they threw everything at it, there was like 20 cars turn up, like dog search units have been searching the countryside. It honestly was like a full on thing. It was terrifying. That's why I still have the nightmares.
You're like, "I'm not really a criminal. Like, please just
It
stop."
was mad. And you've got these dogs like barking at you. I was like, well, this is insane. I was like, what if this dog bites me? It's mad.
A spider on my back. Oh no, I thought I had a spider crawling up my back. It's like um, right. Let's talk about your IVF journey. Like you say, you had 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Um, how was that? Because I've done 4 rounds of egg freezing, and that was bad enough, and that I wasn't aiming to get a baby at the end of it. So I can't imagine how hard 4 rounds of IVF must have been.
I mean, it's a real it's a sort of grueling thing in terms of we're going through it with our surrogate, who is amazing. Actually, she was down the other weekend, and we had another surrogate before that, but it hadn't worked with her, Ruth, who we're still very close with. So it's an emotional thing because we're going through like all emotions, but in our head, when you're planning on having a kid, right? You're like, right, well, by Christmas they could be born, we could be doing this and this and this. Your life goes on hold, right? And for 4 years we were like that, so we're always thinking like, well, we can't commit to that because we might be doing this or doing this and this. And it's then when you're going through it, and yeah, it's a really invasive thing because it is. And it's an amazing thing people do and all come together and do for the right reasons. And it's an emotional toll because when it doesn't work or there's a blip or something like that, I think we as the expecting fathers feel pressure because we want our surrogates to be comfortable. Our surrogate then thinks they want to do this for us and it hasn't worked. So it's a real emotional journey that you have to be very close to with the people in it with. But it's mad because when you do an egg transfer, you know that you're meant in 6 days you could test and it could show you're meant to wait 12 days, but no one waits 12 days. In 6 days you can test and you'll know if you're going to be pregnant. And then it's not like how people normally get pregnant, where they find out a bit later and all these hurdles, and it's that that period from implantation to get 6 weeks, and then you're watching a scan to see if there's a heartbeat, and then then you've got to get 12 weeks, and then it's terrifying. And actually, one of the big things, and whether it's IVF or normal pregnancy, people don't talk about miscarriages enough because they happen a lot,
Mhm.
happen a hell of a lot. And actually, a lot of the time it's down to the guy. Reason being is my husband and I was involved that did a big a fertility doc called Celeb Save Our Sperm on Channel 4. Male sperm regenerates every 3 months, right? And in that, diet, exercise, lifestyle, etc., makes a huge impact to quality of sperm. Huge, 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 huge impact. And a lot of the time, it is down to the fact that it's a poor lifestyle. People are eating like a credit card size of plastic a week, microplastics. Not having the right lifestyle, not exercising, etc. And then men can change that, and it can turn miscarriages into successful pregnancies. It's not always on the man, but majority of the time it's down to the male sperm. Uh,
Yeah. And
and
even if, like they're ill when you conceive as well, like
yeah,
that can affect it.
and I think it's a lot, and people just don't talk about it enough. Because and then when you go through it, when you're like, right, I'll surrogate, it was miscarried, we're and we're back to step one, whatever. You're just like, God, will this ever happen? And actually, the last time we did this, I was like, maybe we're just not meant to be dads. Maybe this is just too much. And it's bloody expensive, huge.
Mhm.
And we fell down all the potholes. Like we went to America first, um, off some friends' advice. We then COVID happened. We then had to go to Cyprus. It was nuts. And then we ended up doing it in the UK with an amazing clinic, and it worked. And it's the second time we did it with them, but it worked. And it was just I was just like, why did we travel all over the world doing this and stressing ourselves out? And and when it finally happened, I mean, God, did we had a scan every week. I was like, from 6 weeks on, I was like, right, yep, 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 yep. And then obviously they're born at 31 weeks, and then we're in NICU for 5 weeks, which, as a positive, you learn how to be a parent from neonatal nurses who are the best like they're incredible. Like if you can change a nappy in a incubator, you can change it anywhere.
Yeah.
And you go home with these tools being taught by these amazing people, in a setting where your baby's well looked after. But I mean, does worrying ever stop? Does
No.
it stop? I'm like, I literally am just panicked about everything at the moment. Like, because ours are twins and Premi, their speech is a little bit delayed. Like they've got words, they've kind of got their own language to the two of them. But I'm just like, right, well, what does this mean? All this, and I go into like panic Google mode.
Yeah. And then because you've Googled it and the algorithm on social media sends everything to you and you're like, oh God, like what's gonna
I'm
happen?
like, everyone's talking about it. I was like, oh God. And then even down to the fact that I'm worrying already about when they're 17 and can learn to drive. Like it terrifies me. Terrifies me. I'm like, they leave the house, I'm gonna be like, well, that could be it. That could be it. And it's just never going to end, is it? But I think this is the joy of having kids.
Yeah. My thing yesterday was I took Stanley to the dentist for the first time. We took him when he was like a little baby when I went, but like took him to actually have his teeth like properly examined.
Yeah.
And I'm missing three teeth. Like it's just like a genetic thing. My mum's missing the same, my auntie's missing the same, my granddad is as well. Um, and he went and he was going along and he was like, oh, and he's missing the same two teeth at the top that you are. And I was like, yeah, I did think that. And then he said, we'll just have to wait till his adult teeth come through and then work out what we're gonna do. So last night I couldn't sleep because I was like, I hope people aren't mean to him at school because he's got gappy teeth and like just getting really upset about that because obviously I've been through it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, literally I couldn't sleep. I was so upset. And then I was like, do you know what? He's so funny. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's mad, isn't it? They're just the most important things in my life. And
Yeah.
you just don't, when before I was a parent, I was like, yeah, of course, they're going to be my priority, going to be this. And then, like Apollo, our son, when he was one, he had to have an operation, which is something they had from birth. And I'm always very pragmatic. Ollie's the emotional one. So I was like, right, okay, well, we'll put him, he can go, I'll take him to hospital. Then I've got 3 hours whilst he's in there. and then I will go and have a meeting quickly opposite the hospital because I have a quite busy day, and then I'll come back, and then he'll be ready and all that, and Oliver will be there the whole time. I took him in. I had to have him put under. They put a little mask on him. He goes limp, and it's the worst thing in the world. By this point, I am bawling, absolutely bawling. And then I just go and sit in the waiting room, like trying to see my phone to cancel my meeting. And I just sat there for 3.5 hours in tears, thinking that because you get told by the anaesthetologist that anaesthetician that they could have an adverse reaction to the anesthetic. They could, and everything is like they could die, they could die, they could die. And I was like literally in there being like, if something bad happens to him, I don't want to be here. I was like, I wouldn't want to be alive anymore. I mean, I've got another kid we have to live for, but I was like, this thing is so all my world that I would struggle if something bad happened to him.
I mean, you say, does it ever end? It doesn't. It sounds really weird, but I had my boobs done when I was 20 and I'd wanted them done forever. My mum finally let me have them done. And she said that when I was having the operation, she was just pacing round the block in Highgate,
Yeah.
being like, have I done the right thing? Why did I let her do this? There's always risk with anaesthetic. Why have I let her go under anaesthetic for this? So just pacing and pacing and pacing. So it never does end, I don't think.
It's terrifying. And actually, my dad's 70 and I'm 36. Oh, I thought I was 35 for a minute. I'm 36 now. And he always used to tell me, he's like, oh, I worry about you. I worry about you, son. Because I just worry about social media. I worry about this. Just any irrational thing. And he's like, I'm currently having dreams where you just turn up on my doorstep with the kids. And I was like, what's that even mean? He's just like, these are irrational. I was like, these are irrational. He goes, yeah, but I worry. I just worry. I was
No.
so mad. Mad.
It's having your heart walking out in the world, isn't it? Which
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Your heart walking out in the world, and it
um,
just,
can I just
yeah.
ask before we finish, just because I'm nosy? Did you know your surrogates before, or did you find them online, or did you find them through an
Uh,
agency?
you can't solicit for surrogates in the UK, so that's one big thing. And actually, because we shared the journey on Chelsea, and I think we were in Cornwall at the time. Is also speaking to me about because Oliver never wanted kids, and it was like this big revelation. He actually told me on camera, so it was all very genuine, all very. And I was like, oh my God, yes, okay, and then with this burst of emotions. And there is an amazing amount of people that want to do it for the right reasons. They've either had kids or want to help people have kids, and they want to help people have families, which is the big thing. And they reached out to us, and we spoke to a few people. And I big believer everything happens for the right reason. I think you have to be. And yeah, we had two amazing women help us, who we're both still very close with. Actually, it'll be our kids' second birthday on the 8th of July, so I'm sure they'll both be there. And then our other surrogate Bex was here not last weekend, weekend before.
It's so amazing. I love watching like you guys and Stuart and Francis as well on TikTok and Instagram. I love like seeing like the whole like big extended family with the surrogates as well. I love it.
It's cool. It's a really special thing, and it's kind of finds its own place. And our surrogate's got two amazing boys herself, and then our previous one, Ruth, had a boy and a girl. And it just becomes this big extended family, and they kind of all just get it, and then they're just really pleased to be able to help you start and create an amazing family.
Yeah.
It's
What's
good.
been the best bit of being a family for you guys?
What has been the best bit? I love sorry, I love going in the morning and seeing the little face. Both my husband and I will go in. I mean, one of the best things is since 4 months, they've slept from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. Solid, no breaks, nothing, and it's amazing. And they both love sleep. And I think for my own sanity and everything, that's been incredible because I think twins keep each other company. But going in and seeing their little faces in the morning, and our son sort of wakes up and just does his big smile, and then just we've got a little playroom downstairs set up for them, and just we try to spend an hour or two in the afternoon with them just down there playing and doing some activities and stuff, and it's just the hugs and the cuddles and the smiles. It's just mad.
It's the little things, isn't it? Like we've just been on it. You're going on a cruise as well, aren't you? You're going on a P&O cruise this holiday, aren't you?
We're going to Norway.
Yes. I've just been to the Mediterranean. The best, the best. And like we do all the big things like that, and we've just been to Disney and it's been amazing. But like yesterday, I took Stanley to the dentist, out for a gingerbread man, and then to the cinema. And that is like the best. Like just like the little things.
We took him for a gingerbread man after the dentist.
Yeah. the holy trinity of the dentist, a ginger and but I pin him down and brush his teeth. None of this like just biting the toothbrush. Like
Yeah,
he has a full toothbrush every day.
good.
But
Then important. I think Disney, but when you said Disney, I can't wait to take mine to Disney. Love Disney.
yes.
Love it.
People say that 2 is too young. We took Stanley for his second birthday, and I was so emotional the whole time because he was like, "Mummy, so cool!" Like, "Oh wow, Mummy, look, wow!" Like, just the best, the best. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and best of luck with your Etsy campaign. It's absolutely amazing. And don't forget, you can find me on social media at Amy Hart XO on Instagram, at Amy Hart on TikTok, and at Amy Hart's Mums Club for all things podcasts on all of the platforms. And I will see you next week.